G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of U-BOAT on U-96. It's the 8th of October 1941. Previously when we were out we had a terrible outing, missed quite a lot of torpedoes. It's pretty bad going on my part, but you were there with me, so I kind of blame you just as much as myself. This time though, we're heading out and there's not really much available in the mission options, so we're going to go out and attack Scapa-Flow. Hopefully we're going to get that done without any fuss, and hopefully we're going to have a bit of improvement on what we did last time, and maybe we'll sink some tonnage as well, so we'll see how we get on. Well, a quick look at the map here. This is where we're coming out just around the top of Denmark now, in the south of Norway, and we are heading in, approaching the eastern side of Scapa-Flow. So hopefully we're not going to run into any trouble along the way. I doubt we will, but when we get there, there's probably going to be sea mines and submarine nets. So we will have to be careful, and there will be probably a lot of coastal patrols around. So getting in is not going to be easy. Getting out is going to be a lot harder, especially if we can attack anything. So we'll just flick between the electrics and diesel engines, and we'll make our way there, and hopefully we'll get there unscathed. Alright, well, we're just about coming into the eastern pass here, and we do need to be careful. We need to keep an eye out for anything that may be underwater, like sea mines and nets. So we're pretty much going to have to run here at decks awash. May possibly have to surface the boat. I was going to wait until nightfall to come in here, but got a little bit impatient, so we're just going to make our way in and we'll see what we can do. Hopefully we'll get in here without too much of a fuss, and should be able to pick ourselves up some good targets. Don't actually know what's going to be in here. I've never attacked Scapa-Flow before, so as long as we just keep an eye out for these sea mines and nets, then I think we should be alright. We'll just keep making our way nice and slow. Hopefully the sun will set fairly soon, and we might be able to do our attack kind of at dusk, but we just got to make our way in and make sure we don't die coming in here. Well, here we are just coming in, and we have some visual and a couple of enemy destroyers by the looks of it, but it looks like everyone's at anchor, so we shouldn't have too much issue as long as we can come in quietly. Then we're not going to end up being detected, and hopefully if we move slowly enough, we should be okay. So we're just going to check out what's actually around. There's a few destroyers on the outside so far. A new objective, sink the Royal Oak, and here it is, the Royal Oak, or the Nelson as she's known, the big battleship. So we'll take a good look at her, and she is going to go down. I'm going to try and send a few torpedoes her way for sure. That's the main target. I'm a little bit concerned about how we're going to get out of here though. It's very shallow in this bay, so hopefully we can get a few torpedoes away. We do have some decoys on board. Now we'll just see what they're pretty much kind of at zero, maybe 1 or 2 degrees. But I think we could pretty much justify marking that as a 0. I don't think we'd miss too much. She's a massive boat, but we will just have a little check here with the compass. So we'll just see if we can get a good reading of what that actually is. We'll have to pull that right down. That's a pretty big line to follow. So it's only about 1 degree really, isn't it? It's hardly anything. So I don't think we would miss if we labelled that as 0 or 1. It's pretty close to that. So hopefully we're not going to get spotted here with the periscope. Now we just need to find the ship that we're looking for. Should pretty much be around about 0 or somewhere around there. So that's going to be our main target, and she is going to pretty much take all of our torpedoes that we can launch. So we will have to send 4 torpedoes, and that is going to bring a lot of attention my way. we don't want to be getting caught with our pants down here. But it's not that one. Is it? There she is. Can't miss her. Massive ship, eh? Okay, so recognize that as a battleship, cruiser, yeah, battleship Nelson. Now we'll just chuck in 1 degree, I think, 0 for speed, distance-wise. Hopefully we're within the 5,000. I don't really want to be getting too close because something will pick us up on the sonar. And we will flood tubes 1 through 4. And hopefully that's going to be enough to do the damage. And then we're going to pretty much try and sail straight past it. We'll put a few decoys out along the way. But tubes 1 through 4 are flooded, so we'll fire those away. And we are going to keep moving as slowly as possible away from all of this. And we're going to go as deep as we can as well. I don't think we can go very deep though, especially close to the shorelines. Pretty much going to have to stay at periscope depth, I think. So we'll get those going, and we are just going to have to, yeah, we're pretty much on the seabed as it is. We're going to get our guy here to load up with some of these, and he's going to have to throw some of those out straight away. As soon as those torpedoes hit, they are going to be coming searching for us, and we may end up getting blown out of the water here, but we are just going to have to see how we go. Hopefully we're going to make it out unscathed and be on our way, and we might be able to pick ourselves up some tonnage after this. Well, 3 hits by the looks of things. I don't know if one of them missed or one was a dud. It's a hit. Torpedo was a dud. Yeah, so we did have 1 dud there. 3 hits. But the damage is good. And I don't think the Nelson's going to come chasing us, but the rest of these guys are probably thinking about it. So, scary times for us right now, but we are going to keep an eye on the Nelson. We are going to keep moving. We have a decoy in the water, so they should be drawn towards that more than our boat itself, because we are just trawling at 1 forward 1, so we should be alright. But the Nelson is listing hard to starboard, so hopefully, yeah, that damage bar is fully depleted, but I don't know if that flooding is going to end up taking it down too quickly. So we're just going to sit tight, and we are going to watch and see what happens with her. Hopefully she'll end up going down, and that'll be great, because then we can just try and make our escape good, and we can try and get ourselves a few freighters if we can survive getting out of here. She is listing real hard. I'm surprised she hasn't toppled over yet. The flooding is going down a little bit, but it's not happening quickly, so we'll just keep an eye on it. And we need to get out of here and make sure we are going to be safe. That's the main priority now. And we are going to sail past, and we are probably going to launch a torpedo out of the rear if this thing hasn't gone down before that time comes. But really, all of these destroyers and all that, they are going to be coming running at us, so we need to be very careful right now. And we also need to be aware of sea mines, and you can see the seabed right below the ship here, so we are going to be very lucky to be able to actually escape out of here. It's not going to be easy at all, but we've got a few decoys, and we are just going to keep placing those while we make our escape, as long as we can try and stay away from them. Look how many there are. Shit. Well, this is going to be tough, but Nelson's still there. She hasn't gone down yet, so we're going to just try and weave our way through all of this, and hopefully we can pop up and just get that 1 more torpedo out if we need to, and then it's going to be all about trying to make our escape. So this guy just needs to keep chucking decoys out. Now we don't have that many though, should have brought a lot more, but as long as they're not searching for us, they're not pinging us on sonar, not yet anyway. They are Depth charges leaks. Oh, this could be very bad news. We do not want to be dealing with this. Just keep chucking decoys. And then one guy's on the repairs. They've got them both on repairs now, so let's get a piece of extra staff and chuck you on that. That'll speed that process up just a little bit. We don't want to be taking on too much water in the ship. The damage is minor by the looks of things, just a couple of damage at the rear torpedoes. So we should be okay. I don't know what this thing is, but shooting. So here we are. I suppose we're only at periscope depth. There we are right there, so they can see us. So it's going to be a bit of a goose chase here. Hopefully we can make it away from these fast crafts, and hopefully the destroyers don't come in chasing, but as long as we can get away, we'll be just fine. So really they should be chasing the decoys and not the boat. But we just got to keep moving, and hopefully we can avoid any more depth charges. If you can stop dropping them, that would be great. Well, they've got so many boats here, we're not going to get away from depth charges that easily. But at least half of them are not on us. It's just a 1 or 2 at the moment, so we just need to keep weaving our way, and we'll see if we can get out of this. I really hope we can. Kind of looks like their decoys are doing their job right now. Are those two ships tangled? They kind of look like they are, eh? Good. Well, we need to get into a position where we can actually send off one more torpedo for the Royal Oak and hopefully get that thing sunk. And second priority is getting out of here alive. At least we've repaired everything that needs repairing and we're not going to die. And not yet anyway. So there's just so many destroyers. Jesus. Oh, this may have been a bad idea. Hopefully this won't be the end of U-96. But we don't have any more decoys, so that's not very good. Should have definitely tried to load up more at the port, but it is what it is, and we are definitely not going to surface up and try and have a surface engagement here. The deck gun's not going to do much, but these destroyers, they just need to back off a bit, give us that one opportunity to put the periscope up and send one more torpedo. And if we just keep sailing like this, it looks like most of them are kind of going the wrong way, but there is just this one guy here who's just right on our tail. We just need to try and get away from him. More depth charges in the water, so please don't damage the boat. Can't even drop down to much below periscope depth. The seabed's just right there. You can see the depth charges are pretty close. So we just need to keep moving, keep punching forward. At least this is going to disrupt their sonar with their depth charges, so they may not end up knowing where we are. But we just need to keep moving, try and get out here on that western side. This little fast craft's a real tricky little customer. Seem to know exactly where we are. Not surprising though, they can see our funnel. They can see our smoke coming from the exhaust, so we're not exactly being discreet, but they do seem to be just a little bit behind us. We just need to keep going really. It's gonna be kind of just suck it up and get going. And I think we're kind of in a position here where we could afford to shoot the last torpedo, so we will pause the game while we do that, just to be sure that we get it away safely and that they don't spot us in the meantime. So we should just launch one more torpedo, and hopefully that's going to be enough, because there is no way that I want to do a U-turn and come back. Definitely not doing that. So if she doesn't go down now, kind of going to have to call it a fail. So which one are we locking? Yeah, probably this one here. No, not that one. This one. So unlock on that, recognize it as Nelson. think we're pretty good. She hasn't really changed much, so there must be a destroyer or something behind it that we can't really see. Yeah, I can't. It must be like one of these little boats that's chasing us, or is it that one? Maybe it is. Well, we have to send a cold torpedo at it, which is a little bit unfortunate, but hopefully. Oh yeah, you can see there's the other ship is moving away, so we will just get that launched. And now we'll drop our periscope and we continue to try and evade. Oh my god, look at that map. So many enemy ships. Now hopefully we're not going to end up hitting something else before that torpedo gets to the Nelson. Looks like it's on a good path, but man, these crafts that are right around us is definitely a cause for concern here. Now we just need to make sure that none of these other ships are going to do anything to us. There's so many of them. How are we going to get away from this? Well, we seem to be doing okay so far. It's just look at this guy's right over us. He's not dropping depth charges though. So torpedoes in the water. Where's the Nelson? Can't see it. It is out of visual range though, and the hydrophone's not really going to be working right now. They're dropping depth. Oh, there it is. There's the Nelson, as you can see. Or not, but we have done it. We've sunk it. That's the big news. So now it's all about making our escape. So I don't know how well we're going to be able to do that if these guys, if this particular one on top of us doesn't go away. He's just circling right over us, and it's hard to believe that the rest of them aren't following. But we're looking alright actually. We should be doing just about fine. Apart from that all coming at us right now. No, there's no good depth charges in the water. Jesus, this is hard going, this. Don't recommend doing this mission if you're not confident, by the way. And if you are confident, I suggest you bring a lot more decoys than what I've brought. It's saying that there's port defenses in the water, so we need to be very careful coming out of here. So there's a lot of ships, but they are all behind us now, so as long as we can just trawl our way out of here unscathed, then we should be pretty sweet. Good time for an autosave, because if we die we can just reload. That's not how I play, but if it happens then we will. Port defenses may be near, hopefully not. Yeah, we don't want to be dealing with too much. Oh dear, damage. We've hit a mine apparently, and we've got a few leaks on board. That's not even depth charges, that's just straight up mines. We've hit a few mines, and what's this guy in red? Got like a dead sailor or something. So we have a guy. Oh, we got a total blackout in here. Oh god. Total blackout. Now you need to come to pick yourselves up some first aid kits, please. And you can manage anything like that. Any dead people. Shit, we got a lot of damage on board. We are going to have to try and service the boat. Make sure that we don't flood ourselves. Hopefully we can do that. We may end up needing to turn the pump on. Shit, so much damage right now. And you can see the water's filling up the ship. We are stuck on the seabed. That is not good news. Trying to surface, but the boat won't. There's obviously too much water. Here we go, we're up. Okay, get rid of some of this water. Just get out of here. Get rid of some of this water. And if we can, we'll carry on. And we might be able to pick ourselves up some enemy ships, but really, I don't know how likely that is at this stage. We are just need to get away from this little batch of islands here. We just need to try and stay safe. Let's just clean up the map while we're at it. We're not being chased by anything, which is good. So as long as we can do some repairs. We've got a couple of leaks, a few bits of damage here and there. Hopefully it's not going to be major, but really, yeah, we're not looking too flash right now, are we? So much going so much happening. I think we just need to stay up on the surface and hope for the best that there's no more coastal patrol. So we should really get somebody to come and turn that pump on. Try and get rid of some of this water that's inside. Now that we're up on the surface, we should be able to get rid of it. There we go, we can see it's all drying out. I think we're going to be okay actually. The water is going out quite quickly. Yeah, we got very lucky here. We could have easily been far more damaged. So I do definitely recommend carrying a lot of spare parts and a lot of decoys if you plan to do this mission. But I think we're going to be alright. I don't think we're going to be able to carry on. Seems like the engineers here aren't repairing anything because we've run out of spare parts. So I think our best bet is going to be just to head straight back to port. We're going to have to replenish the ship. Yeah, there's just nothing else that we can do here. We do not want to be trying to have any sort of conflict. We don't want to go down to periscope depth because we're probably going to be taking on water. It's going to be very unsafe. So what is that? There's a ship there. Oh, we need to stay away from you. Please don't recognize us. We'll go down to PD. And if we struggle at periscope depth, then we're just going to have to kind of try and hightail it out of here. May have to... these things will catch us on the surface, so let's just try and go behind it. And let that thing run on. But, yeah. Not looking too good. We are taking on water. Yeah, this is not ideal. There's a lot of water. Yeah, it's coming in, so really we need to be on the surface and put the pump on. So you need to pump that out and then we'll surface up and we'll keep moving on. And hopefully we're going to make it out alive. Seem to be doing okay so far. Definitely a bit of a struggle. Very hard to manage everything here. But I think we're okay. We're just going to keep moving. And if we can keep heading north unnoticed, then we should be just about fine to cruise on back to our port. Hopefully we can just click on return to port and get there just fine. Hopefully that's going to happen. But we got too much damage. We just can't carry on, unfortunately. I would love to go out and sink a few tankers and some C3s and all that. I didn't want to bargain on you coming my way. Please leave. So we'll just keep cruising and we'll touch base in a minute, but I think we're made good for our escape as of now. Well, we made it back safe. The ship is in bad condition, but we did make it back and we didn't even have to reload the game, so very good news. And a couple of guys are getting medals here, so very good. Well done to them. There's a lot of medals going to be handed out for bravery, I think, on this one. For repairs and healing. Yeah, so they've done... the guys have done well today. And what did we get? We got nothing. Barely anything. We just attacked Scapa-Flow and sunk the best ship that the British Navy have. But, you know, no worries. That should have been a medal on its own, but that is what it is. If you guys haven't heard of Operation... I don't even know the name of it right now off the top of my head, but it's something to do with the Germans attacking around in the North Sea. There's a documentary about it, and so funny. The Germans tried to attack with naval units and air units, and they went to attack the British freighters. But the British weren't there and the Germans didn't communicate very well and they just ended up attacking each other. So definitely worth reading into that documentary. I'll put the title of that in the description for you, but you should definitely check that out. It's such a funny story. Wow, that's it for today, guys. That's not a bad episode, I think. I think we did quite well. We managed to get out and sink the Nelson. for the second time, but we did it when she was at anchor, so hopefully we won't be seeing her again. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, and definitely check out that documentary I was saying. I can't remember the name of it right now, but I will find it and I'll put it in the description. But it's a very entertaining story, especially the one that I watched was a very funny documentary about it. It wasn't a serious one, it was just a guy making jokes, so definitely go check that out. I had a good laugh watching it. So yeah, hopefully you liked that, and we will see you in the next episode. Thank you for watching.